Shalom, coming back at y'all with another video, and I wanted to discuss the Native American Indians. You got a lot of Israelites out there that say that they're not Israelites when they are. I'm not knocking that Israel was black. We all know that we started off a black nation when we was in Egypt, but through mixing of the Native Americans being in Spain and the women being tortured and raped and bringing forth tears among the Native American men, we know that Israel is like a speckled bird, and they're not going to be all black. But you do have Israelites from the 10 tribes that's still black today. I'm not arguing that. But I just wanted to get into the information that proves the Native Americans are Israelites. And we're just going to start off, with the scriptures. So this is the book of 2nd Esdras 13 and 39, and it reads, "And whereas thou sawest that he gathered another peaceable multitude unto him, those are the 10 tribes which would carry away prisoners out of their own land in the time of O.C. the king, whom Salmanazar, the king of Assyria, led away captive. And he carried them over the waters, and so came they into another land. And they took this counsel among themselves that they will leave the multitude of the heathen and go forth into a further country where never mankind dwelt, that they might there keep their statutes which they never kept in their own land. And they entered into Euphrates by the narrow passage of the river, for the Most High then showed signs for them, and held still the flood till they were passed over. For though that country there was a great way to go, namely of a year and a half, and that same region is called Arsarith." So they went to another country where nobody dwelt there. That's why they called it Arsarith, which is America. America is the hidden land, because the old world, which was in Europe or whatever, Columbus, they had a trip that they want to go to the New World to conquer it, but the Indians, the Native Americans, was already over there, pursuant to the scriptures. So basically, with that, I want to go into this book, which is called Ancient and Modern Britons by David McRitchie. And I want to go to page 18 to show you historical reference of this. This is page 18, and it reads, "The Shawnees themselves, which were the tribe of Gad, who asserted that their forefathers were not indigenous but came across the ocean from hence, they not know in remembering." So they came across the ocean, the Atlantic Ocean, of which event they continue to celebrate a yearly sacrifice for their safe arrival in America. So it's historical proof that these people came over here, and it fits biblical prophecy or biblical history that they will come over here. Now this book, entitled The Black Indians by William Loren Katz, and I'm going to go and show you how they, after Columbus came over here, how he was taking them back to Spain. Let me go back to the page. I'm going to show you how he was taking them back to Spain. Okay, here's the point. This is page 26, and it reads, "When he loaded 1,100 Taino men and women aboard 4 Spanish ships, the crowding and the stormy Atlantic crossing took a fearful toll. Only 300 survived, but Columbus and Spain had decided to continue the profitable slave trade from the Americas Seville became the slave capital of Spain. So what they were doing was taking the Native Americans back to Spain, and that's when they were mixing heavily among the natives, because when they came back to America, they were speaking Spanish. They were speaking Spanish, and they was completely conquered. They didn't really look the same, because when you look at the ancient Mayans, they were a lot darker. Now I'm just focusing on the skin color, but you had some natives that had woolly hair before they even went into the Assyrian captivity. They looked just like so-called Negroes, but it was a mixing that was going on among the natives, and it just caused them to lose their identity, you know. So with that, I'm going to show you in this book the Indian slave trade. Hope y'all can see that. It's called the Indian slave trade, and I'm going to show you how they was bringing the slaves, the Native American and the Negro slaves, back to New York, because they was sending us everywhere. They was selling us, you know. They were selling the Negroes, so they was being sent to different parts of the world. And this is why we say that the Native Americans are Israelites, because there was a lot of mixing going on. A lot of y'all might not agree with it, but it's true. Okay, now let me get this. This is page 302, and it reads, it's saying, 1715, the Royal Anne arrived in New York with a shipment of Indian and black slaves. The number of the blacks was recorded, but not the number of the Indians. So we was on the same ships with the Native American Indians. We saw the same struggle of the Native American Indians, you know. And I'm gonna show you a picture of the Native American Indians, how dark they were. We share the same struggle as these brothers, man. Like I said, the Israelites started off black, but through mixing, we became, our brothers became very light. And as you see right here, look at this picture. The sister right there looked like a woman, a black woman, and that brother is dark as a black man. Actually, he looks like Red Fox a little bit. He kind of looked like Red Fox to me, but these are the Indians, man. And before this, they were a lot darker than that picture, man. They was a lot darker than that picture. But let me get this scripture. This is Jeremiah 50:23. It say, "Thus saith the Lord of hosts, the children of Israel and the children of Judah were oppressed together, and all that took them captive held them fast. They refused to let them go." So we was oppressed together, man. The children of Israel and the children of Judah were oppressed together. So let me go into this book right here. See, I get the old books, the real old books. This book is called Mystery of the Mexican Pyramids by Peter Tompkins. See, you got to get